Hi, welcome to Rajal Naik. In this video, I am going to explain about the enterprise architecture. At the same time, what are the frameworks we use to develop enterprise architecture, something like TOGAF, ZACHMAN, and how these comparisons and all everything I'm explaining in this video. As you all know, enterprise architecture as well as building an architecture of enterprise, which is a kind of roadmap which majorly practices to encompass the assessments and as well as planning and designing of the business, which is having a connect with the business architecture, application systems, and as well as data architecture. Majorly, this enterprise architecture will be used to understand about the kind of technical perspective in reference to the planning and designing of the business, wherein to achieve the kind of desired goals which they wants to reach. There are enterprise architects who plays a vital and important role in application development, where they are responsible for seamless transitions and all everything, wherein to understand about the kind of skills which are required for them to ability to understand the common languages of both stakeholders and as well as IT experts and all, wherein to allow them to guide a company which is to be used to desired state. At the same time, this enterprise architecture considers organizations for complex systems, wherein to manage the complexity of enterprise architectures, use standardized methodologies of frameworks, which will be helpful them to document as well as the kind of system behaviors in commonly recognized way. When we see the comparison of enterprise architecture with different frameworks, something like TOGAF, ZACHMAN, SUBSA, 4+1, and as well as custom framework using UML. When we talk about the description, the first one, when we talk about the TOGAF description, where it leading enterprise application development tools, which majorly used to understand the step-by-step architecture implementation in TOGAF level. When we talk about ZACHMAN framework, we are using for enterprise architecture, where it will be used a set of management rules, which are presented in a form of cells followed by the kind of tables, what is that we require to create with. At the same time, SUBSA is a kind of framework which is used as a risk-driven methodology for enterprise information and as well as security purposes. At the same time, 4+1 is the model which is addressing a 5 software architecture roles as well as the kind of concerns which are involved in it. At the same time, customizing the framework using UML by preparing different UML diagrams, something like use cases, class object component deployment, activity diagrams, all these. Now, when we talk about the TOGAF framework, what it do usually in enterprise architecture is to create an outline for rapid and as well as iterative architectural development, which will make team to understand more clear about the kind of enterprise levels, what is that we want to finally to reach with. At the same time, ZACHMAN uses this to define the relationship between the different perspective of the kind of aspects which are included in it, followed by the kind of rules, what is that we are following. Along with this, SUBSA is the one which will be used to deliver the security infrastructure solutions, whereas 4+1 describes the system from viewpoints of the different stakeholders as well. At the same time, when we're talking about the custom framework using UML, which provides flexibility and standardizing workflows, which will be used to combine in the best of the all aspects. The next comparison, when we want to know about when to use this, because description was discussed so far in reference to the comparisons. What it does was discussed here equally. At the same time, when to use TOGAF is what we need to know, as it's a clear-cut architecture which implementation as well as the governance of the process, which widely used for enterprise level, because TOGAF in short, in detail, we call it as the Open Group of Architecture Framework, which is called a TOGAF in detail. So this is how generally this is being used for. Whereas Jackman describes the independent elements without losing the holistic view of the systems, all that. And the same SAPSA is to coordinate IT security and as well as business goals, which must be integrated for a long-term benefit of the application to start with. At the same time, 4+1 is to appeal all type of stakeholders using a common language. Along with that, when we talk about UML part, where all the represented frameworks which fails to reach the specific goals and as well as to ensure the larger benefits, which are essentially required for us to develop a solution for any of the application. So this is what the complete understanding of our enterprise architecture, followed by its comparisons in reference to the frameworks which widely used across industries like TOGAF, Jackman, all that stuff. This is all about this video. If you want to have more information regarding this enterprise architecture, and if you have any queries, please reach out to the contact details, which will be posted in below to this video. Thank you.